Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans, and this is a shout out to Megan. Thank you, Megan, for the links you sent me, and it's actually a very interesting or disturbing development that's happening in South Africa. And I guess if you're close to the ground, you don't realize it's happening. But for someone who lives in another country, Australia, what I'm noticing is that the number of protests that basically are used as an excuse to block roads in South Africa is becoming endemic. It's happening all over the place now. Now, when I started covering South Africa over a year ago now, you hardly heard of roads being blocked by burning tyres and things like that. And if they were, it was normally a rural road or somewhere out in the bushes somewhere. And now it's actually on the main roads. You know, we're talking about the main roads of South Africa are being blocked by protesters. And it's only a matter of time, in my point of view, in my view, that those protesters, like they did to that truck driver, which I reported on earlier today, where they actually looted his truck after throwing a stone through the window to cause the truck to go off the road, and then killed him. It's only a matter of time before people who are trapped because they come up against burning tyres and they can't go any further, that these thugs will actually now start cleaning out the cars that are caught in the trap. It's only a matter of time, guys. It is getting very, very disturbing. Now, what we're talking about here is that, for example, the N2 highway between Silari's Pass and Grabau was shut earlier today by burning tyres and rubble. And apparently the reason they were doing it had nothing to do with service delivery. They were just unhappy because there are not enough jobs, and they were bored. So what do? You go and block the traffic and have a party. And then we look at Alexandra. You know that black location near Sandton? It was in shutdown earlier today. The Alex shutdown was basically shut down because of service delivery. They're claiming that Johannesburg City is not providing them with the services that they require. One of the organisers, Sandile Mavundla, told the inquiry that the Alexandra community submitted a memorandum of demands at the City of Johannesburg regional office in Sandton. There was nothing attaching the Alexandra total shutdown to politics. It was about basic service delivery in Alex, she said. Now, this is another area that is getting more and more problematic because, you know, the people in these townships, they have got very valid claims and concerns about service delivery. And it's because of BEE and black mayors and black councillors who all are so corrupt and they're just cleaning out the city coffers and don't care about actually providing service delivery or maintaining service delivery, that you've got these issues. You know, it's not hard to join the dots. It really isn't. It's very, very simple. And the third thing is that this again is becoming commonplace in South Africa. Another roadblock in a place called Thornville in KwaZulu-Natal, which is about 30 kilometers south of Pietermaritzburg, and it's actually on the road to Ekopo. I used to often drive in that road between Ekopo and Pietermaritzburg. Now, that's a main road. Once again, it was blocked by burning tyres, and you know, it's the only road directly between Pietermaritzburg and Ekopo. What I'll do is I'll attach an image of that particular incident. But the point I'm trying to make here is that roads are becoming more and more unsafe. You know, once you get in your car and you drive and you'd get to the other side and there might be a protest, but they wouldn't be blocking the road. Now they're blocking the roads. It's a totally different scenario to what it was a year ago. And it's becoming very, very
Just
concerning.
on this topic,
Morwen sent me this email, which was written by an African fellow. His name is Sia Mafalala. And it's a very interesting insight, because it kind of follows the same theme that I've just been talking about, but even more radical. What he's saying as a black African is that a massive wave of protest post-election is imminent, led by disillusioned black South Africans. These protests will clearly validate the cavernous disconnect between the huge increase in the anti-ANC sentiment these last few years and the manipulated results of the election that only the blindest of supporters would believe. We will steadily learn more in the next few weeks of the horror voter station rigging that occurred, and what has quickly become an overwhelming sentiment of betrayal felt by South Africans of every shape, size and colour. To top this, the return of load shedding will occur next week as ANC, caviar-gulping cadre puppets, pull the lever and shut down the flow of diesel fuel to generators that were keeping the power grid propped up to curb anti-ANC sentiment going into the voting booths, and that's exactly what happened. And he now goes out to make a prediction. And he says, this act of betrayal in the election will backfire on the ANC. This morning, while the ANC wipe away their champagne stains from their fancy suits, they have no idea the chain of events that they have triggered. They have sparked the true revolution, unlike the fake revolution the ANC claimed credit for pre-94. This revolution over the next few months is the one black South Africans have been waiting for. This one does not need permission to protest. This one cannot be stopped. The revolution places the ANC cadres' necks snugly in the guillotine, with freshly sharpened blades that have an ANC member's name clearly etched on each one, and none of these names can be easily rubbed off. Let's rejoice, South Africa. The ANC rigging of the elections will awaken all of us and will free us from the last few years of mental foreclosure. Our freedom from the corrupt and incompetent ANC awaits us. And then he signs off. Now, there is quite a lot of sense in what he's saying, because you can see, and as I was talking about just now earlier in this video, there is growing discontent among the black population, and the best way they can vent it is by protesting. And places like Alex near Sandton are becoming seething pots of violence. I mean, it is incredibly bad, and yet the government is acting as if everything is okay. The canary in the cage is places like Alex, where you can see things are not okay. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, ring the bell, and have a great evening. Bye for now.